All right, so I'm glad that everybody is here as I make my way over to sit. I'm going to start off seated in a pose called Hero's Pose, where I take the block and I elevate my hips and my knees come forward and my toes reach back. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can also sit on a pillow, a cushion, a rolled up sweatshirt, and come into a comfortable seat. Today, we're going to listen to the breath and reconnect with our inner wisdom. There's a saying in the yoga world that there's nowhere to go because you are already there. And the practice of yoga helps us to settle our busy minds so we can create connection and lightness and stability and focus to guide us along the day. So as you establish a seat, place your hands on the legs, palms facing down, and gently shrug your shoulders up, back, and down. Let's do that 2 more times. Up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. As your heart is elevated and your breath starts to soften and deepen, begin to feel the lightness flow through your body. Just observe and notice. And listen to the breath as you reconnect with that inner wisdom. Feel your mind, your body, and your heart integrating. Listen just as you move in yoga with tenderness. Maybe even close your eyes as you settle in. Feel the belly rise and the belly fall. Really appreciate every inhale and every exhale. And now that we've begun to reconnect, I'm going to ask you to take your hands and remove anything that you were sitting on, your block or whatnot, and move yourself into a pose called child's pose. Take your knees nice and wide and your behind back, and then bend your elbows touching index fingers and thumbs, and place your forehead down. If it's challenging to get your forehead to the ground, then you can prop one fist and then the other on top of each other as your tailbone reaches back. If this is too much for your knees, then just give yourself space and maybe just stay in a seated space. So you position yourself for the body of today. Your forehead relaxes, your gaze is soft. And then we're going to take a side body stretch from child's pose. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat and feel a stretch from the left big toe to the right thumb. If you want to make this stretch a little bit deeper, take your right hand to the left wrist and reach, breathing deeply. Gaze is soft, eyes are calm. And you're really gazing inward as if your eyes are closed. Feel your thoughts come and go as you gently guide your hands to the left. And if you're seated in a chair, you can just gently lean to the left as your arms are up or your hands are touching the shoulders. You can, if you're on the ground, even take the left hand and capture the right wrist as you reach further to the left. Feel the smile and the lightness in your heart. As you take one more nice deep breath, softly release the hands back to center. And we're going to take one good breath in child's pose, but this time we're going to keep the arms straight and tent up the fingertips. Forehead gently touching the ground if it's available. Shoulders reach to the sides of the space that you're in. And as your fingers are active, start to activate the toes and spread them out wide. Walk your hands up into a neutral tabletop position. And what you're going to need to do is bring your knees from the sides of the mat to underneath your hips. Shoelace side of the feet to the ground. You can even wake up your feet by kicking the shoelace side of the feet to the ground, kind of activating the nerves, waking your feet up. And then relax your feet as we find a cat and a cow. Cat and cow is pretty simple. Imagine that your booty is a tail and the belly hangs as your heart lifts up. Ooh, that felt good. My back cracked. And as you exhale, moving from the belly, look to the belly button as you round out the back body. Inhale, lifting and opening. And exhale, round. Finding a subtle compression through the belly. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, rounding out the body. With your inflow of breath, belly hangs, shoulders are expansive, gaze is soft. And with the outflow of the breath, look to the belly, round the back. Let's try that 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Finding a neutral spine as your pinkies reach out and your middle finger points forward. We're going to take and softly roll the toes under and really honor the body of today as you push your tush, which is another nice word for your behind, to the sky. Let your head hang out and then walk the dog. Point your toes out a little bit and you're just walking the dog. Head hangs, body's full of compassion. So really, if you need to do more cat cows and it's too challenging to straighten the legs, then just honor your space wherever you are. Walk your feet now close together. And we're going to do a little hip stretch. But if you need to do this on your knees, I'll show you 2 variations. Come down onto your knees, reach the leg back, bend the knee, and open the hip. And if you would like to, you can do the same thing in down dog. So you decide, down dog or on your hands and knees. Right leg is up, knee bends, hips open. And all of us have a floating leg, so move your foot one direction, opposite direction. And then the leg straightens out, and the foot comes down. We'll come back on to our hands and our knees for a cat-cow as we integrate wisdom into our body. Inhale, heart lifts up high. Exhale, round and open. Inhale to a neutral spine. And same thing, you can take and bring the left leg back, knee bends, or find your dog. And as your feet merge together, lift the left foot up, bend the knee, open the hip. Rotate your foot one way. Move it the opposite way. And then exhale, and the foot comes down. Coming back into a cat-cow, bringing your knees to the ground and your hips reach back. Awesome job, everybody. Let's flow of breath, belly hangs, gaze internal, shoulders reach the tail. And then exhale, start looking to the belly, round the back, tailbone moves through the knees towards your hands. Inhale to a neutral spine, and we'll roll the toes under, downward facing dog. And then compassionately just step one foot in front of the other to walk your feet to your hands. And almost walk as if your feet are kissing the earth. Your head hangs, little bend in the knees, and then grab your opposite elbow. So I'm in this nice forward fold. I'm just going to turn, but you all just stay in your position. Your head hangs down. You're grabbing your opposite elbow. You could even sway a little bit from side to side. Sometimes this pose is called ragdoll because you're really kind of just letting everything go, hanging out. Subtle bend in the knees so you protect the hamstrings. Glutes are active, and your low back, it's almost like a chiropractic adjustment. You're just allowing the weight of your head to stretch out your spine. And with your next exhale, release your hands down. Gently roll your body up. Slowly, calmly, making your way to a standing position. Maybe 3 deep breaths to stand up tall. Mountain pose. Nothing erodes your calm as your heart lifts high and your head reaches up to the sky. Feel your feet almost like the roots of a tree connecting down into the ground. And we're going to take ourselves now into a chair pose. Sometimes for kids, I like to call it Fierce the Frog. With your next exhale, take your fingertips to the ground. Your buns reach back. My feet are frontal hip bone distance apart, but if it feels better, your feet can be together. And then take your hands to your knees, keeping your behind back. Straighten your arms, body is calm, and feel engagement. So that from the center of your body, from that deep diaphragmatic breath, you're holding yourself up. Toes are light, ball mounts of the feet and the heels support you. And if this feels good, bring your hands to your heart. Gaze is soft. Couple more deep breaths right here, just supporting yourself with the breath. And then straighten the legs. And as your hands come to your heart, this is another version of Tadasana or mountain pose with your hands to heart center, pranayam. Keeping the balance in your hands, let's try a different kind of mountain pose, and we're going to come to the ball mounts of the toes. Reach your arms up high. And now let's take our arms, if this balance is available, to the sky. Urdhva Hastasana, reaching up, feeling firmly rooted, but also reaching up towards the heavens. On your exhale, lower the heels, hands come to your heart. And now we're going to take our feet almost as wide as the mat. And we're going to find a garland pose, Malasana, where we squat down almost like a frog. Your buns hang down, elbows inside the knees. And as your palms press, your thumbs almost feel like they're holding the sternum up. And this is a pretty deep squat. So if this is too intense for you, just do child's chair pose again. Lift your heart, breathing deeply. A nice stretch for your back, a nice wake up for your knees, your hips, your ankles. A couple more deep breaths here as you elevate your heart and feel your tailbone weighted down towards the ground. You could even take a little bit of a twist by bringing left shoulder down, left hand down, and your right hand to your right knee. Pressing right hand to right knee, looking up, opening. And now let's try the other side. Hands to your heart just to kind of reset the spine. And then reach right hand out, left hand, left knee, and twist, opening up your body. And try and rotate base of the spine, top of the head. Come on back to center. And as your hands are to your heart, let's just gently rise up, almost like an elevator, slowly coming up to the main floor. Toe heel your feet together. Arms come down by your sides. Taking a really deep breath in. Calm, relaxing breath out. From this space now, let's try to move forward with a warrior two. So I'm facing towards you, but you're at the top of the mat, take a nice wide step to your right. Arms are open, shoulders over the hips, and we kind of maintain this stability with our torso as our arms reach out. Rotate the palms up and bring your elbows to the rib cage, and you can really notice your shoulders stay away from the ears. So keep the elbows down, palms face up, and now reach your arms out. Rotate the palms down as your shoulders fit into your back pockets. Point your toes to the right, and then lunge into the right leg. Let's do that a couple times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, lunge. At this point, your knees should be over the ankle, but not beyond it. So if you need to scoot your right foot out, go for it. Shoulders still over the hips, gaze is calm. And I'm looking towards you, but can you look over the right fingertips? Breathing from the inside. Feel every breath cleansing out the toxins, every breath offering you more stability, like the courageous hero that you are. All right, straighten the right leg. Inhale, arms up high, point the toes forward, and just rotate the palms up. Big breath in as your hands reach up. And on your exhale, hands come back down to a neutral position. And we'll go to the other side. Point your toes to the left. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, lengthen. I need to take a wider stance. Exhale, lunge. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, lunging, knee over the ankle, but not beyond it. Reaching out as your shoulders kind of melt into your back pockets. Feel your neck lengthen. And feel the upper arm muscles hugging the bones. I know it sounds super weird, but feel the bones hugging the muscles and the muscles hugging the bones. Even though your legs are really wide, can you feel almost as if your inner thighs are kissing? So you're kind of feeling everything activated, everything vibrant. Shoulders staying over the hips. And with your next inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, pointing the toes together. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hands come right in front of your heart. All right, looking to the left, you can either toe heel your feet together or step right to the top of the mat. As this is a slow integration and a morning practice, now from that warrior two, we're going to take ourselves, still listening to the breath, into a gentle sun salutation. So it's a really, really simple, mindful movement. Just like our cats and cows move from the breath. Inhale, arms reach up, palms go to where they feel comfortable. Exhale, hands make their way through the front of the body, and with a bend in the knees, fold forward, head hangs down. With your inhale, hands to the shins, lengthen the tail to the top of the head. From your brains to your bones, feel this really good stretch. Palms come down, step your right foot back, step the left foot back. And this is called plank pose. Reaching from the top of your head to your heels. If you need to, you're welcome to bring your knees to the ground. But let's see if we can take a couple more deep breaths here, holding yourself up from your center. With your exhale, lower your knees, your chest, your chin, everything melts down. Tops of the feet come to the ground, and then we're going to slither up like a snake in the grass, inhaling up and exhaling down. Couple more times, inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, and see if you can keep your pubic bone to the ground and the shoelace side of your feet to the ground. And what you're doing is you're creating a subtle compression through your low back, so that on our next exhale, as we press into our hands and knees and then roll the toes under, either staying in your tabletop or going to your down dog. Now from that compression, there's a huge release, and almost like flushing the toilet, you're releasing any compression, congestion, as your body resets and reorganizes. Sway your head from side to side. And same thing, you can point your toe out like we started and walk your dog. And down dog is an amazing forward fold to calm our nervous system, so that we can come to our senses and realign with that inner wisdom. And then once again, like we did before, step one foot in front of the other, making your way to the top of the mat as if your feet are kissing the earth. With a little bend in the knees and lightness in your heart, take 3 deep breaths to roll up. Feel the soles of your feet active. Everything is waking up like a beautiful flower rising up from the ground. Feel yourself nurtured by the breath as if it's sunshine. So we're reconnecting to that inner wisdom. The last pose I thought we could try today is a tree pose. It's a little bit more of a balanced pose than the others because we're going to elevate a leg. We're going to make sure that our shoulders fit in the back pockets by taking our thumbs underneath the armpits. And you can really feel the broadness and the openness in your chest. Now, with that space and with the stability you've created through our practice this morning, lift your right foot up. Draw the knee to the right, your toes still touch. And then if you'd like to, bring your foot into the calf. If that feels good, elevating with the breath, bring your heel up higher. Knee goes out. Your hands can make their way in front of your heart as you hold the preciousness of your heart in your hands. Watching the inflow and the outflow of the breath. Knee comes forward, foot comes back down, and your arms relax. Let's find the second side. Left toes are light, knee goes out to the left, and you can kickstand your foot or bring the foot to your calf or the foot up to the inner thigh. pressing inward, everything draws to the midline, and then you can feel this beautiful, long, lean line of compassion. Internal kindness as you reconnect to your inner wisdom. Hands in front of your heart, offering you balance. And just appreciating with gratitude the breath. With your exhale, knee comes forward, your foot relaxes, and your arms come back down. We've truly settled into this moment as we've created lightness, stability, and focus. Let's gently guide our buns back to the ground, whether you go into hero's pose with your knees forward, or you bring your legs into gentle sukhasana, your easy pose. Listening to the breath one more time as we close our practice, but truly find stability and ease for our day. Notice and observe the breath and feel the joy and delight as you've reconnected to your inner wisdom. And I hope that you continue this wholehearted breath throughout your entire day, and that you hold yourself with loving kindness for the unique and powerful beings that you are. As you bring your hands in front of your heart, thank you, friends, for being here today to create a calm, focused mind and a relaxed and balanced body so that you can be resilient and thrive. In thought, in speech, and in action, may the merits of our practice together benefit all beings. I'm wishing you tons and tons of love and lots of peace so that you love more and stress less. Namaste, friends.
Namaste.
Thank you.